Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sidelines Plus, the show where we catch you up on everything you've missed in high school sports and beyond from the last week. I'm Matt Gard alongside Jacob Seus and Maddie Monroe. Maddie, you didn't get the blue shirt.
I didn't get the memo.
No.
I know.
You wanted to be different than Matt and I, and that's the smartest move you've probably ever made.
Not matching.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially we got a jam-packed show. It is the season finale. We'll get to that later. Here's what we've got coming up. The Meyer LPGA Classic for Simply Give is in the books. We'll have highlights from Blythefield Country Club and Jacob's full interview with the winner, plus the West Michigan Whitecaps, their division champs, after the first half of the season comes to a close. As we hit the end of the school year, we're going to let you know what's in store for the future of Sidelines Plus. But first, we have some high school state championships championship games to talk about. Maddie, we're starting off with your favorite, girls soccer.
Yes, girls soccer, and this one is especially exciting because my cousin plays for Byron Center.
Nice.
So that's very fun. We begin in Division I, where Byron Center took on Saline in the championship game. Under 10 to play in the first half, corner kick for the Bulldogs. The ball headed right to Ashley Stuck, who fires it home. 1-0 Byron Center, and that was the score at halftime. And that was all the scoring they would need. Saline had a few good chances off the corners, but the second half, the Bulldogs slammed the door shut, and for the first time in program history, the Byron Center girls soccer team wins the Division I state championship. The Bulldogs finished their historic season 21-3 and would come back to West Michigan with a title to show for it.
So that was their first title, but how about Unity Christian looking for a state record 13th title? 3 minutes to play in the opening half against New Boston. You're on off the corner kick. Tess Ponstein with the header for the game's opening goal. Unity led 1-0 at the half. We go less than 30 minutes to go. Second half, the score is the same. Free kick for Unity. And this one, it's going to be an own goal off one of the Chiefs' defenders. You take him any way you can get him. It was 2-0. And then the floodgates, well, they would open up. About 10 minutes later, Ava Lutke, the Michigan State commit, she'd get inside the box, and she would fire home the third Unity goal of the game. And then they said, well, let's end the season in style. The team would score 4 more times in the final 18 minutes. This went from a 1-0 game at halftime to a 7-0 Unity Christian win. That's their third straight state championship. Yeah, that's a dynasty. State record 13th title in program history. They take it 7-0.
Grand Rapids Catholic Central looking for their first title against Warren Regina. We start this one in the middle of the first half. Loose ball off the corner kick, and Grace McKinney's there to give GRCC the 1-goal lead. Second half, off a free kick, the ball bounces right to Mo Schneider, who gives us one more goal. That makes it 2-0 Cougars. That's all they would need for the first time in program history. Catholic Central wins the state championship with a 2-0 win over Warren Regina.
All right, from the pitch to the diamond, Forest Hills Eastern, they were looking for a title. They're down early against Standish Sterling, 2-0. Bottom of the first, James Dempsey goes up and gets it up the middle into center. Drew Farrick scores. That would cut the deficit in half. We jump to the third. Runners on the corners. Now it's Max Farrick. He splits the gaps in left center. The tying run comes on in. We were tied at 2, and they weren't done. Later in the inning, 2 in scoring position. The runners have to hold here on the grounder. Throw to first, though. It goes past the first baseman. Not one, but both runners come on in just like that. It was 2-0 Forest Hills Eastern, and that would do it. In the 7th, it's 5-2 when Colton Brinks finishes things off with the strikeout. Forest Hills Eastern wins it 5-2. They get their second state title in the last 4 years, ending the season, guys, on a 41-game win streak.
That's good.
Good stuff. And staying on the diamond, Ravenna softball took on Clare in their state semifinals. In a scoreless game in the 4th, the Bulldogs strike first with the bases loaded. Walk by Riley Homily, bottom of the 5th now, with 2 outs and runner in scoring position. Claire Alyssa Brandon goes for the other way, and the clutch knock ties the game up. And then in the 6th, Morgan Campbell just misses a 2-run homer, but it's good enough for an RBI double to give Clare its first lead of the night, and the Pioneers would hold on to that win by the score. Heck of a season for Ravenna, but it comes to the end with a 2-1 state semifinal loss.
Tough loss for Ravenna, but our teams
3 soccer state championships
overall
yeah.
showing
That's awesome.
out pretty well.
Absolutely.
And Jacob, it seems like just yesterday I was out at Cedar Springs
Yeah.
and you were like, boy, this is the time of spring that I don't like, because it was back in early April when, you know, the wind is blowing and it's a little sleety and it's not so much fun.
Now it's
Now
over.
we're in June and it's very humid outside.
Yes.
It felt like
Yeah.
it just went by really
It went
fast,
by
guys.
very
It did, and
fast.
we got so many different state championships. I mean, Unity Christian, 13 titles, 3 in a row. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you have Byron Center and Catholic Central, first state title ever for each program. So on the complete opposite end. And then, of course, Forest Hills Eastern, 2 in 4 years, also very impressive.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a favorite spring sports game that you covered? Since I'm putting you on the spot,
Yeah, that's a.
I'll go first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
It was the East Grand Rapids versus Grand Rapids Catholic Central regional championship for girls lacrosse. It was 7-5, I believe, with 2 minutes left. East comes back, ties the game, and then with about a minute 15 left, Catholic wins 8-7. It was just, and I didn't intend to stay for the whole game because I have a 5-month-old baby girl, so I was kind of prioritizing her. And then I remember texting you, Jacob.
I'm staying.
And I said, I'm staying at this game because this crowd is lit, this game is tight, and it was just a lot of fun.
Well, to flip that, I really enjoyed covering Unity Christian soccer, because not that I don't want to stay the whole game, but normally I got to leave pretty early because they would have 6 goals in the first 6 minutes of the game. Boom, start the car, I'm out of here. On to the next one.
Maddie, you got one?
I think my favorite one is probably Byron Center. I don't remember who they were playing.
Bias.
When I got absolutely drenched by the rain and didn't get a single goal the whole time, came back, and then we recorded the show, and I had 20 minutes to dry my hair.
You were
in the bathroom.
you were a trooper that night.
And you
Yeah.
got to see your cousin play.
But I got to see my cousin
I believe
play.
she scored the goal.
She
did
scored the goal that I missed, so shout out
Did
Bristol.
she give you a
for-
hard time for that?
No, she didn't.
She
care.
should have.
She should have.
She should have.
She's way too nice.
The high school state finals weren't the only major sporting event from the last week. Up next on Sidelines Plus, we take you to Blythefield Country Club for the recap of the Meyer LPGA Classic for Simply Give. Welcome back to Sidelines Plus. The Meyer LPGA Classic for Simply Give is in the books, and perhaps no one on the course, certainly nobody from the local media, worked harder than you
Or
did,
the golfers.
Jacob.
I
Yeah.
mean, I was running from hole to hole. They were walking from hole to hole, but I was running with my camera. If you saw me out there sweating with the camera, no, you didn't.
One-man wrecking crew. What happened? What was that all about?
It was crazy. We were tied every single day. We went into Sunday, the final round, 6 golfers were tied for the lead at 11 under. So headed into Sunday, we really had no clue who would win this thing. Lexi Thompson, she was the fan favorite. She was in it until the very end. She had the biggest crowd of the weekend. Unfortunately for Thompson, she bogeyed 2 of her last 4 holes to drop out of contention. And then things started to separate a little bit. It was these two on your screen right now coming down the final stretch. Haejing Choi and Carlotta Saganda. They were tied headed on to 17 at 14 under. Choi, she parred 17. Saganda, she birdied it. So she was 15 under, headed to 18, and that's what we're going to show you right now. Choi, she stepped up first on 18, and she birdied. So we were tied at 15 under. The crowd was great. Pretty tense moments here. And you remember we went to a 3-hole playoff last year, so everyone was thinking, all right, probably going to go to a playoff again. So Choi, she birdied. She finished her putt first. So we were tied. So Saganda, if she parred the hole, we were headed to a playoff. If she birdied, she was the winner. Her eagle putt, this was Choi's eagle putt, but Saganda's eagle putt got super close, and all she had to do was tap this in for birdie and the win, and she got it.
Boom.
16 under par. This was her first LPGA Tour win in 9 years, which was crazy and meaningful for her, and super, important for her to come here, get the win. Her first Meyer LPGA Classic back in 2016, which was also the time she got that last win. She finished in a playoff, and she came in second. And she has been here every year for the last 9 years, hoping to get back, and she did. She got the win in the 11th year of this tournament. This was the 10th different winner, so a lot of parity in this thing, and I got to catch up with her after just how meaningful it was for her to finally come back here and leave on top of that leaderboard. And now we're joined by Carlota. Carlota, first win on the LPGA Tour since 2016. How good does it feel? Do you remember that win back 9 years ago, that feeling of winning? Was it as good as you remember?
For sure. I mean, winning is always very special, and yeah, it was in Mexico 2016. I wanted to win in the US, and I think winning now against all these really good players, it's very special. But yeah, just very happy, very proud how I handled this week, staying present, and yeah, it's been an amazing week.
Coming into the day, one of the most crowded leaderboards we've ever seen at this tournament. You were tied atop that leaderboard, but there were 6 of you at 11 under. What's your mindset headed into a round like that?
I was just trying to stay present, focus on my golf, had a good strategy with my caddy, and just trying to stay in our own bubble, do our thing. I thought if we did what we could control, it was good enough for us to win, and that's what I tried to do, and yeah, it was perfect.
Let's go back to 18. You and Hedging Choi were neck and neck. Are you paying attention at all to what she's doing, what the group behind you is doing? How hard is it to just stay center focused on what you're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, I was nervous for sure. I mean, my heart rate was pretty high right there, but I think that's why I play golf, and that's what I want to feel when I have to win a golf tournament. And yeah, I knew I was leading by 1, so I was like, if I make a birdie, I think pretty much it's gonna be mine, but also you have to do it. Hit a good driver, good 7-iron to like probably 25 feet, and then I hit the ball a little too hard. So it was a good 4 or 5 feet coming back that, yeah, I made it, and I was, yeah, very, very happy.
When that putt did go in, what is the initial emotion? You did it, you are the champ. What are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of relief, I think, and then, yeah, just proud of how I stayed in the moment. I think a lot of the mental work that I've been doing all these months and years, and I think when you win, it's, yeah, when you realize all the hard work pays off, and it just makes sense.
Carlota Segundo, your 2025 Meyer LPGA champion. Congratulations, we're excited to see you back here next year.
Thank you very much.
My favorite answer was not from that interview, from the press conference. She said, someone asked her, Father's Day, how special is that to win it on Father's Day? Well, she's from Spain. She said, it's not Father's Day in Spain. It's a different day.
Wow.
So
I had never even thought about
yeah,
the possibility
so while
of it.
she said, meaningful to win, and her dad's meant a lot in her life, she said, no, not for me.
Do they have
it's a different day.
Dia de Padres?
I guess so. It just wasn't this past Sunday, whatever that was, the 14th. So
Very
they'll
cool.
celebrate Daddy Segundo another day.
We've got something to research after the show. We turn our attention to baseball. Maddie, it's been a good week to be a West Michigan Whitecaps fan.
Yes, it has, Matt. For the first time since 2018, the Whitecaps have clinched a Midwest League Division title and playoff appearance with a 2-6 win over the Lugnuts on Friday. West Michigan trailed 2-1 in the 4th inning and proceeded to score 13 runs, battling around the order twice to blow the game wide open. Kevin McGonigal had 5 hits. Everyone in the lineup had at least 2 hits. Peyton Graham and Isaac Pacheco hit a homer, with the playoff spot secured. The Caps began the second half of the season on Tuesday.
20-6. That is
20
an
to 6.
all-time score. Really, really crazy stuff. So congratulations to the Whitecaps. Really looking forward to postseason baseball.
It's so
later
far
on.
away, though. You win
know.
the first half. I mean, they won't play a playoff game now until September, second week in September, and the lineup's going to look a lot different.
Pressure's
than it does
off, though.
right now. Pressure's off. Sit back and enjoy.
Yeah,
Enjoy the summertime.
Enjoy the summer in West Michigan.
nice.
Hey, we also want to let you know about some plans we have moving forward for Sidelines Plus. It's the end of the school year, so there are no high school sports to cover. So we're going to take a little break. This is officially the end of season 1, but we're going to be back in August with some high school football previews. Of course, we'll have our eyes on these guys, Zeeland West, and the returning state runners-up from Byron Center in Hudsonville. Once football season gets here, you can tune in to 13 on Your Sidelines every Friday night at 11:15, just like you have been doing for the past 30 years almost. And at that point, Sidelines Plus will become somewhat of a preview show. It's going to air right here on 13 Plus early in the week. We'll fill you in on some of the biggest storylines we're following. Of course, we'll share the highlights from sports like volleyball and soccer. We're still very much in the planning stages, but we're pretty excited for what's to come. And guys, we are officially 10 weeks away from the kickoff of high school football.
That's not very long.
No.
It's right around the corner.
Is every season finale, right? This is the season finale.
Yeah.
Don't we have to end this on some sort of cliffhanger to keep is that the cliffhanger right there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Give me
you know, something that's going to
Yeah.
make you wonder for 5 months what's going to happen
Yeah.
when they
I
come
mean,
back.
this will be the first Sidelines season with Sidelines Plus. So
There you go.
We got something to look
Maybe
forward
Matt
to.
will have a new haircut,
Yeah.
a new hair color.
New hair color.
Yes.
We
You
love
never
a new
know.
hair.
We might
Yeah.
bring
Maybe
back
his baby will have more teeth.
we might have the
Can we have the baby on the show?
probably not. We'll see. Who knows?
You never know. There's your
knows?
cliffhanger.
But you know, I might bring back the bleach blonde from the late '90s, early 2000s.
If you come
A la
back with
Dale,
that,
Dale
Some
Jr.
frosted tips.
I won't be here. I will. That will be my swan song if you come back with frosted tips.
Well, this is our swan song for season 1 of Sidelines Plus. For Jacob Seus, Maddie Monroe, I'm Matt Gard. We'll see you in August. And one last time, shout out to Missouri S&T.